you guys say is like your red flags that are like non-negotiable? Because like there's some. Well, okay, so those are the red, but then we have the yellow, right? The ones that are like,
Caution.
oh yeah, yeah.
Example of a yellow.
Yeah, give me that yellow.
Okay, so this is some of the yellow flags that they listed. They haven't had a long-term relationship before.
Okay.
They have a relationship with their ex.
Okay.
They get upset by criticism. They tend to make plans themselves. Tend to make the plans themselves. They remind you of your ex, and they make assumptions.
So you mean they remind you of your ex, as in they remind you, hey, you used to date Bobby, or they look like Bobby?
I'm
Probably
assuming some
characteristics.
characteristics. Yeah, character. I mean,
Okay, you want
I
a
can see
doppelganger?
that.
Right, you want a
Mhm.
doppelganger?
Yeah, no, I can see that. Yeah, because I ain't put nobody on Front Street, but I dated that.
It's a
The yellow flag.
Okay.
I dated that
The yellow
because
flag.
he did remind me of an ex who was amazing. And he did have a relationship with his ex. And he did have, and not just one ex, a lot of exes who are now
You got
friends.
3 yellow flags.
Right. But I was just like, well,
Okay,
that's
so
fine.
stop. Sorry. 3 friends that are 3 exes that are now friends.
Yeah.
And you were good with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they were just friends.
Keep going. I'm with
They
you.
were just friends.
I'm with
I
you.
mean, I guess they tried it. It ain't work. It ain't
I
work for them,
understand.
so whatever.
I just want to hear from you.
But he would also make plans for himself, but then bombard his way into my plans as well. So then when I would be like, well, oh, so you're going out with your friends and you didn't invite me? I'm confused because you're
Almond
like,
does that.
right. But then he's like, oh, I feel like you don't like my friends. I'm like, oh, I met them once. When are we going to go out again so I can hang out with them and get some interaction time? So I feel like that was what I was saying, like people who have narcissistic tendencies, but may not, they're nice about it. So they're a yellow flagger. I'm glad that list exists. But yeah, he reminded me of an ex, and I was like, that ex was the love of my life as far as like everything down to looks, career, how he treated me. Everything was perfect, but people are exes for a reason. He was a little nice guy, finished last. And he had that mentality, and he kept telling himself, nice guys finish last. And I was like, you keep saying it, you're going to be that. And so then when I broke up with him, I was like, I'm still in contact with him.
Nice guys finish last.
I'm still in contact with him. And guess what? Never been married.
See, yellow flag.
Yellow flag. And I was like,
Yellow
at 52, you not married? Yeah, I'm still in this long-term relationship with this girl for 6 years. I said, and she okay with that?
This scared of commitment.
Scared. That's exactly what it is.
You know,
Afraid
because
of commitment.
do you think it has to do with our race or anything?
No,
look at
because
me.
I
I'm
asked
just assuming
him.
that it was black. He's a black guy for some reason. I
He
don't
is
know.
black.
But yeah, I shouldn't assume. But
No,
yeah.
but it's fine. He is black. And I did ask him recently. I saw him and I asked him what it was. And he was like, he's afraid that the girl's true colors are going to come out once they're married. And I was like, but 6 years in the game, you done seen every color. So ain't nothing new about to pop out like, ha.
You think?
I think so.
Well, it depends. Do they live together?
I think they share a space, meaning she's there all the time, but she has her own place.
So that's a little different because if you were in a long-term relationship for 6 years and you share space, you still don't know that person because you still
Long
have
enough where every night if somebody coming over, but you still have your house to like do your shit.
right, but no.
Yeah, I
if
guess
they
that's
because if they
right.
live together, it'll be you can see her habits of getting up because for 6 years, girl, we can still play around. I can still be that perfect person for 6 years, and so that's probably why he does that long term. So he doesn't want that person. So it's like, okay, well, I can stay home for 4 nights out of the week, and then I'll go spend the night with her on Saturday, or she'll come over here on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, okay, but if you have to live with that person, then that's a big.
But I just still, to me, it's like when your intention, right? Whether you are being conscious or subconscious about it, but if you put that energy out there or say those things, you're going to manifest it. And so I will always be like, stop saying that. Stop saying like nice guys finish last. You're going to finish last. And like the other guy who I was dating, he was like, yeah, sometimes I think of myself as mediocre. I was like, why? Why would you say that about yourself? And I was like clutching my pearls. I was like, if you put that energy out there, guess what? That's what you're going to receive. You're going to constantly be mediocre.
But that's also makes you have a lack of trust in that person.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's like you act. And so imagine if I was having my script the whole time, and then you're going to be nervous as hell when it's time for the show because I've had my hands on my script the entire time. And so it's like you want to be able to trust me. So like that person's not allowing you to trust. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, I don't know if I can trust that person. So now it's a red flag.
Yeah, a big red flag. I was like, no, you have to. And that was another thing. I would always speak highly into him. And then for him, to me, he would speak highly, but then I would be like, but you speak so low of yourself. So I don't know if I want you to profess beautiful things for me if you down here with yourself.
I agree with you.
Because I'm like,
I agree with that. It's like, how in the hell are you going to push me up? And then you like, so fucking weak. I need a strong pillar.
Strong.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, you like,
strong.
Oh, I can't do this, girl.
Right.
Because you're so great. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me that, bitch. I already know. But I want you to be able to do your thing because we're supposed to be codependent on each other.
Right.
I mean, see, if they're only codependent on you, that's a red flag. If you guys are codependent on each other, that's something different. That's a relationship.
Get in there,
I think you used the wrong terminology, but I understand
I
where
thought you
you're
said
headed.
codependent.
Well, partnership.
Yeah.
Partnership.
Right, but
It's kind of the same thing.
Okay.
In a marriage, it's a codependency, and that's okay. I think that's what you're trying to say,
Yeah,
right?
You know, I think that codependency is where somebody's dependent too much on another person.
Yeah.
So let me say partnership. Okay, Tyanna, you are correct. You are a narcissist. You are correct, boo boo.
You gonna have people coming out there. Well, you know what? We wrong with each other. It's still just called codependency. It's a partnership.
Yeah.
And the jealousy thing in relationships.
From jealousy.
Have you ever had that as a red flag?
I don't think now it made me kind of sad. I don't think I ever had no guy that was like crazy jealous.
That
Like,
was say jealousy, didn't it say that?
yeah, jealousy. But I was saying I just never had no guy that was. I can't speak from personal experience.
Think of jealousy doesn't have to be that they're jealous of you. It could be jealous of you and a friendship that you have, or your relationship with your mom, or jealousy could be any of those outside things. So
Yeah, but I don't think.
Of your
No,
job or
like
nothing like that?
no.
or your success.
No, I think I've had like in the toxic relationship. I think no, not even then. I don't think
Oh,
there
that's
was like
good.
no jealousy.
That's good.
I
That's
don't think
very
I've had any jealousy.
That's good.
That's very good. Like,
I've been told I was jealous, and I was like, why am I jealous when what's yours is mine? I was like, I'm not jealous. Let's go, team.
Right.
I don't know why I would be jealous, but it was like when someone wants you to be jealous. I think that's what I've experienced. And then when the person has seen the caliber of ex-boyfriends that I've dated, that jealousy had came out like, oh, you like pretty brothers. Brothers wasn't the word that was used.
Right.
But it was like, oh, you like pretty attractive guys. And I was like, so you don't see yourself as attractive? So you have to think of yourself as attractive. And for me, like, I don't date the physical. I date the mental. So I don't care what you
I
look
date the
like.
physical and mental.
Well, that comes together.
Yeah, and sometimes the mental so good that you start to see the person physically.
Right.
Like, okay,
Right.
that's it.
Because, like, look, I thought I would never date outside my race. I dated outside my race, and then I was like, and he kind of cute, too. So it was like, I tried something new, but it wasn't because he looked a certain way. It was because of the connection. And I think that's where women kind of are different than men. I think men are a little more visual. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like men are very much so visual. As you said, when you went to that person's house and they didn't look like that, you was like, oh, bye-bye. But for women, we can be like, okay, he might be like a 6, so let me get to know him. And that 6 over time will turn into a 9.
You know, I thought about that when I was working as a stripper. So what I would do is, that was one of the things that made me not think about people physical aspects, because I wanted the coins. And so I'm going to make everybody feel special. I'm going to find something about that person that is great, because unfortunately, even though as a young person, I always think that, you know, looks can come and go. But then I was like, okay, Jeffrey, you know what? Imagine that life that person may have had, and they're here because they're looking at you, and they want to be more, they want to be someone to look at them and be like, oh my gosh, oh, you're amazing. And so, yeah, so I learned that, like, real quick. I'm like, I'm going to find something pretty about you. Look, give me that green, bitch. Look how great your eyes look.
Be like,
I love your teeth. You are so smart. But yeah.
Take it out. Right.
But I think it actually shows more of like your mature mentality, Kanisha, that you feel that way, like, oh, women, because I've seen some very shallow women. Like, I've talked to some, and I'm like, okay, you looking for Idris Elba, but
you in the bed with Cat Williams.
it's like, come on, you know. So you have a more mature mentality that I try to like let everyone try to get them up on that level, because at the end of the day, you're gonna be married to this person or dating this person, whatever kind of connection you're looking for. You're gonna be, hopefully, it's a long-term connection you're trying to make. And you want it to be someone that you actually enjoy being around. Like, what good is it to have good looks if I can't even hold a conversation with you? So
The sex might be good.
but that's a few hours as opposed to you still got
A few hours. She said hours, honey. She didn't say minutes. She said a few hours.
Taking breaks in between.
Is it not a few hours for y'all?
I'm with you.
The newlywed getting it in.
Baby, I'm with you.
Yeah. In my newly divorced shenanigans, I had a fella who would want to do acrobats for hours. And I would be like, can we take a quick break? I need some water. We drink that water and get back to the shit.
She's hit that time out.
You do me. I was like, give me time. I mean, you know, I was like, wait. It's too much. But then some of it, like, I think it was because he was, like, real anxious to impress. And I was like, you ain't got to do all that. I'm good with just a little blah. And he was like, no, I'm going to show you all my tricks in the bag. And I was like, okay, well, I'm impressed. And when, you know, we continued, and it wasn't just like that for the first night. It was like that for even night number 5, 6, 7, 8. I was like,
Sure to him.
consistency is key.
Consistency
I mean, he's never going to be boyfriend, but he's going to be that booty call, that dick call.
And after seeing who you were talking about, he is attractive. I wanted to tell you that time. I was like, he is attractive. So.
Dick is good.
I can't wait to see a picture.
'Cause I was like, okay, I see what she sees.
Yes.
Random.
Okay, on a different note.